Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. Today, the movie that I'm reviewing is Poison Rose. It is rated R. It's an hour and 33 minutes, and the grade that I gave it is a C minus. I always feel so badly giving movies such bad scores, but here we are. So this is a movie in a quick nutshell, written by Richard Salvatore and directed by George Gallo. I don't know if he pronounces his name Gallo or Gallo. Anyway, it's kind of a film noir, and it has an incredibly talented cast. John Travolta, Morgan Freeman, Brendan Fraser, Famke Janssen, Peter Stormare, I don't think I pronounced that correctly either, and Robert Patrick. And with that much talent, it should be a really fantastic movie, right? It's not so much. Surprisingly, this is actually the very first time that John Travolta and Morgan Freeman have starred in a movie together. Crazy, right? You kind of think, really? Is that the first time? Yeah, it is. So some quick tips for parents. Well, it's a rated R movie. And besides that, I think just kids are going to be really bored. Some parents will be bored as well. There's some profanity in Spanish, which they won't catch, of course, if they're kids. There's lots of guns and shooting, lots of alcohol and cigarettes. There's talk of a meth lab and other drugs. There's some premarital hanky-panky, and then several deaths and dead bodies. So just generally, I think this is not really a kid's movie at all. Teenagers, I think, will also be bored. Some positive themes are difficult to find, actually. There's discussion of risk and truth, but I can't really put a thematic sentence as the big overarching theme for this movie. Kind of like film noir, it's just kind of an uncovering of a mystery and an experience, a little bit of a character study, you could say, but not a big, huge, solid theme. Again, risk and truth were kind of the ones that I picked out. So some things that I liked about it was that it's a pleasure always, for me at least, to watch John Travolta and Morgan Freeman. I like both of them a lot, even in bad movies. So even though I recognized some moments were kind of big yawners, it's still John Travolta and Morgan Freeman, so whatever. I was really shocked to see Brendan Fraser on the screen. I hadn't seen pictures of his recent weight gain and wondered at first if he did it intentionally for this film, although the character didn't really demand that. He didn't. I looked it up, and he didn't gain weight for this movie. He's just had gained weight and lost a little bit of hair. And, I'm no one to talk because we all age, right? I guess I was just startled because I hadn't seen any pictures of him at all. Although when I went to do some research, I saw pictures of him traipsing around London, and looking like that. He just looked really different. But I thought he was fantastic. Just this character that he created was so interesting. And every time he was on the screen, I would lean forward because I really wanted to watch him. So I liked him a lot. I've always liked him. I've always been a fan. I like Famke Janssen, and I'm probably not pronouncing her name either. I thought she played a Southern belle well. You always run the risk with these Southern accents that it just seems like they're acting, but I thought she was pretty believable. She also looked like she had some new cheek implants or something going on, and I just think she was so beautiful. I mean, she still is, of course, but I just think, why do these Hollywood actresses think they have to mess with beauty, the beauty that they originally had? Because oftentimes it gets botched up. I'm not saying it's botched, but I kept kind of leaning in and looking at her, trying to figure out what was different about her, and it was almost a little distracting. But I did think that she did a pretty good job as well. And it was also really fun to see Ella Blue Travolta star with her father in the movie. I felt badly that the script mostly had her crying the entire movie. That was kind of her character. She's not a great actress yet. Obviously, she has fantastic Hollywood parentage and genetics because both of her parents are actors. And she's young. And so I think that she'll she'll progress the more that she does this, and she's got great tutorage. Is that a word? Tutelage with her father. And so it was fun to see her in the scenes with her dad, and I'm sure he's so proud of her. And in fact, she was also in the movie Old Dogs with her dad. The movie had some really great music that kind of got you into the mood. It's kind of, the movie takes place in the 1970s, and from the very get-go, the very first credits as they're beginning, the movie starts, you hear this 1970s movie sound, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And it just immediately took me back in time, and I thought it was very effective in sort of establishing that tone for the movie. So I like that. And then some things that I didn't really like is you could almost guess what happens just by watching the trailer. And even with a twist, it's fairly predictable. And here's a question for you. What is the opposite of energetic? Well, that's this movie. Everyone just seemed really tired the entire time. Not that they were necessarily phoning it in, but and part of that was just the southern slow nature of the setting, I think. But there wasn't this big energetic push in the movie. And again, not every movie has to have that. That's kind of what made the movie kind of drag and just feel slow. And in fact, by the time I was done with the movie, I was just kind of like, uh instead of just like, wow, that packed a punch. And I've seen movies that are more slow moving, but they pack a powerful punch. And so you feel like, wow. So that this movie is not like that at all. And honestly, the ending of the movie just left me underwhelmed, kind of like, well, wonder what else is on. And that's not how you want a movie to make you feel, right? There's some shootout scenes that are just kind of hokey, and maybe they were trying to make them seem like 1970s shootout scenes in the movie, but they were just a little sloppy and kind of old-fashioned, really. And again, maybe that was intentional. I don't know. And then the characters, some of the characters just sort of conveniently appear and disappear in the story, kind of leaving some messy holes that leave you wondering, well, so what was the point of that interaction or that conversation, or even that character? Really could have just cut that out completely, kind of. So there's that. And then it tries to be really deep and profound, but again, it's not really. Like I said, I had a hard time even finding a really solid, powerful theme to share with you guys. And unfortunately, the movie's just kind of forgettable. I mean, as I was watching it again, I enjoyed watching some of the actors, but at the end, you just kind of go, what else is on, kind of. So anyway, that's my review, and I hope if you watch it that you're able to enjoy it. I saw no advertising for it whatsoever, so you might not have even known about it until you saw this review. Anyway, thanks for visiting my YouTube channel, and be sure and hit subscribe if you're just a visitor, because that way I can notify you when I have new videos and new movies are coming out. I try to get them before they hit, and at the very least the day that they hit theaters, so that you can make the best decisions for you and your family about which movies are the best use of your time and your money, and which ones are most appropriate for kids. Anyway, thanks for visiting. Bye for now.